Good evening. This is Fred Blanchard, host for Adrenaline Motorsports. You're listening to Adrenaline Radio. The things you talked about and safety features and all of that, are that going to be passed down to the nostalgia cars too pretty soon?
Well, they've already come up with a bunch of rules that they were going to say that some of them had to be done by Bakersfield, but they've given the guys a little more time. They're going to wait till August. And what they're doing is they want a complete belly pan on the bottom of the car, and that's what the big guys run, so that if you blow the motor up, it'll retain the breakage and the oil so it doesn't get on the track. We have, when a nostalgia car does break, there's oil on the track and there's a lot of downtime. And we're trying to get rid of the downtime for the spectator and not so much work for the racetrack.
Well, I knew that you were a crew chief on one or two of these cars, or at least helped some of these guys out. I don't know if it was in a crew chief position, but tell us a little bit about what your involvement was. I understand that some of the guys were looking for a little guidance here, from my understanding.
Well, I've helped a few people on compression ratios and rod lengths and that type of stuff. And I worked on the Paisano Matsubara funny car, 1974 Vega. It's a tribute card to Joe Paisano and Sus Matsubara, which are very well known in racing on the West Coast, and most people know who those two are all over the country.
So basically, it must have been family who brought the car back out again?
Yes. Danny Paisano, which is the nephew of Joe Paisano, brought it out, and like I say, it's a tribute car. There's another one that is a tribute car to Joe Paisano that has come out with Cruz Petragon, which is one of the big show guys. So what's happening, the guys are really interested in bringing back the old days. Obviously, there's a situation here where we have a group of people, younger people, that have never seen these cars run. They don't know nothing about them. And by us talking about them like we're doing here and other places and advertising them, and maybe somebody that's the older group of person takes somebody young to the race so they get to see what's going on, and then they're going to bring some of their friends out. The same thing with the old guys. All of us guys that are tuners or the old drivers, the tuners, the crew chiefs, they're getting old. We're going to have to get some new guys.
I think I resemble that remark, but
well, some of the guys that like Alan Johnson and John Force and probably Connie Coletta, maybe even Bernstein. What they've done is they're bringing in younger guys, and Austin Coyle and Bernie Federley is they're teaching them how to start by just cleaning the parts and then draining the oil and doing each thing on the car until they exactly know how to do it at the racetrack during the week when they rebuild everything. Sometimes they're on the road and they don't go back to the shop. They might be 3 weeks in a row on the road. They run 3 races in 3 weeks, and they travel about 4,000 miles.
A little different than when we were doing it, cleaning our parts out there in the dirt. They have nice trailers and wonderful looking toolboxes, and they all even have uniforms, Steve.
Yeah, they got uniforms, and they always look clean every day. Probably everybody's got at least, I don't know, if they're out there 4 or 5 days a week, they've got at least probably 8 or 10 uniforms per guy. They've got, they got 9 guys working, roughly 8 or 9, 10 guys working on each car.
Back in the old days, we slept on our trucks and the whole thing, so it's a little different deal.
Well, originally when we ran the funny cars, when I was going on tour, my driver and I maintained everything. When he got in the car and buckled in, I had to put the starter on the car, start the car, drop the body down, put everything away, go up and put traction under his rear wheels and all that stuff. That's the real old nostalgia days. And sometimes we would run till 11 o'clock at night at a bought race where we were paid to make 2 or 3 runs, and then put all this stuff away and drain the oil and drain the water, put the car in the trailer, and drive 1,000 miles to be at the next racetrack the next day.
Well, they're not able to do that anymore. I think
No.
that different budget, I think. And
Well, it takes one of those guys probably 2 days just to set up their rigs now with the big trailers and all the awnings and their entertainment centers and all the different things they have out there. I mean, Schumacher's got like 9. I don't know if he's got 9 trailers right now, but a couple of years ago I see 9 trailers out there.
how many motors do these guys in the big show? I mean, how many motors do they carry? Are they completely assembled motors that they have in their trailers, or do they have to build them as they go along?
Well, basically, they might have. Usually, they don't have a complete motor. They have all the pieces ready because what they do is they'll keep the heads off the motor. When they get to the racetrack, they decide what head gaskets they're going to put in. So
what's that for, Steve?
Well, that's for the compression ratio, determining on the height.
Well, basically, when you change a gasket, you're going to look into the situation where if you're at a different altitude, you're going to change a gasket, I'm sure.
Right. If you go to like Pomona, and they run let's just say they run an 80 gasket, and now they're at Phoenix this coming weekend, they might change that head gasket 10 thousandths, and that'll be good enough for that tune-up between those two racetracks because of the weather. It's cold right now, and so it's not going to fluctuate that much from Pomona to Phoenix.
Well, what do you do when you go to Denver, Steve?
Well, when they go to Denver, they build a completely new motor. It's the same motor. What they do is they change the rod and pistons in it, and then NHRA has allowed them to put another 5% on the blowers just for that one race because it's 6,000 feet in the air.
Not much air at that altitude, is there?
No, but they still run in low fours, and they still run over 300 miles an hour even up there.
Well, you can't take your normal garage mechanic and put him out there on a team, can you?
No, absolutely not.
All right.
Going back to the nostalgia stuff, there's also rumors that Connie Coletta is going to build a car, which will be called the Bounty Hunter. It'll be a Mustang. And also, I don't know if I said it earlier, that maybe Don Perdome will have one too. So all the old guys are coming back as far as into the nostalgia, the names of the cars, Harry Schmidt okayed for a tribute car. There's one of the guys that ran a brand new Mustang, 69 Mustang or 70 Mustang, 3 races last year, the last 3 races of the year. He went to Bakersfield, he went to Pomona and Phoenix, and the car ran 580s at all 3 racetracks. And this is the nostalgia car. And they now have it painted as the Harry Schmidt's Blue Max, and boy, it is a beautiful car.
Are they running any of the early modified roadsters or wing cars, as they call them? Are they running any of that?
Well, you got the old Willie Borsch car that's been around for an eternity. They just keep bringing it back. Obviously, different drivers in it. Willie has not been with us for probably 25 years now, 20 years, I guess.
Well, they bring what's left of them to the races, don't they?
Yeah, just about. And this, the car, it's called the Wing Express, and Willie always drove the car with one hand, and his other hand was on the side of the body. I think his name is Muncie. I'm not
Mousy,
yeah. Mousy, and he's getting pretty darn old now, and so other people kind of bringing the thing to the track. He was at Pomona, and they hand out pictures of the car and they sign autographs, and basically now when he brings it to this other race, the nostalgia race, he will make a run up there. They will go up there, and it'll run somewhere around 190, 200 miles an hour. Very interesting to see, and then they sell T-shirts at the nostalgia races. At the big guys race, you can't buy T-shirts unless you go to the NHRA booths.